What's going on, everyone? Tater Tim 412 here, coming at you with a first AEW Dynamite review. I know, right? I do all other wrestling promotions, but this one I just never did. I never did a AEW Dynamite before. So let's get right into it. First match of the night, we had the Young Bucks versus Penta and Eddie Kingston. Few notes here that the Young Bucks basically controlled majority of this match, and they did a good job. They were doing a really good job. They had a good match tonight. There was an obvious 3 count that Penta had on Matt Jackson. Just never called it, and they decided we're just gonna keep going with the match. The Good Brothers tried to interfere, and they didn't do a good job. You had Kazarian come out, because you had Cutler try to cheat his way and try to help the Young Bucks win, but they got that spray can. He got into Matt Jackson's face, and then here comes Kazarian. He comes out, takes out Cutler, and we got Penta and Eddie Kingston picking up the victory after that match. Very good match. I enjoyed it. It was really good one. I hope we'll see more. Hopefully next week we will get a good match. Ethan Page in the ring, he says that he wants to bury Darby Allin for good in a coffin. Then Sting comes out with a coffin, and then all of a sudden Darby comes out and attacks Ethan Page, and Ethan Page says, well, guess what? Next week it's off next week because apparently Darby Allin's going to be in the new Jackass movie, so it's going to complicate everything. So that match will be taken at Fyter Fest if, Darby comes to terms for the match. Next match we got Jungle Boy versus Jack Evans. Very solid match. Jungle Boy picks up his 50th victory in the AEW. That's pretty good for a guy his age. At 24. Like I said, very fun match, very technical. After the match, Matt Hardy in the Matt Hardy family office come out and almost attack him, Jungle Boy, but Jurassic Express and Christian come out to make the save, and Christian makes a kill switch on Matt Hardy. That will end that segment. Next we got Andrade El Idolo interview, and he said next week we'll be getting the debut match at next week on Dynamite. We got on Road Rager. That's it. Sorry. It will be Matt Sydal versus Andrade, the debut of Andrade. So that should be a really good match. Then we get an in-ring interview with Kenny Omega. He says, I beat them all. I think it's time for me to take some time off, And next thing you know, Dark Order comes out. Evil Uno says, hey, I know someone who, we may not have the singles wins to face you, but we know someone who does. And that they're talking about Hangman Page. Kenny Omega says, I don't think he likes you talking for him, all that, but then he leaves the ring. But we'll see where that goes later on in the review. Next, we have the TNT Championship match, Miro versus Brian Pillman, Pillman Jr. And Miro basically dominated this entire match. Brian Pillman tried coming back into it, but there was no way for him to get into the match right away. So Miro picks up the victory. So his winning ways keep coming on. I kind of like a good match. I love Miro. He's more dominant now than he has been in WWE. So hopefully, they keep him. Maybe lose the TNT title and make him win the AEW title. But we'll not get too far ahead of ourselves. Backstage segment: Hangman Page and Happy with Dark Order and Evil Uno. But Stu Grayson, he's basically saying, we believe in you. The entire Dark Order believes in you, Adam Page, and he's like, I'm guessing he's thinking about it. We'll see where this goes from here. Next match that we got is Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero versus Britt Baker and Rebel, not Reba. Nyla Rose basically destroys Rebel the entire time. Vicky Guerrero ends up wrestling. I thought we got a Thea Trinidad debut. Doesn't look like we're not getting that. Britt Baker and Rebel will pick up the victory, and after the match, Nyla Rose picks up, power bombs Britt Baker onto a table. So, it's coming down the line. Maybe an All Out or Fyter Fest where we see that title match. I hope so. So now we go to our main event: MJF versus Sammy Guevara. Both of them were evenly matched in this match. You had a pile driver from MJF off the top rope on Sammy Guevara, but only a 2 count. It was a really, really good match. But to see the ending, I hate the ending. It's one of those endings like, you're I understand you're prolonging a feud, but you had Wardlow attacking Jericho, and then you had Shawn Spears attacking Sammy with the chair, and I didn't like that. I'll be perfectly honest. MJF picks up the victory for that tonight. Yeah, and then also, as soon as we went off the air, they showed basically everything that happened during the Daily's Place, because this was the last AEW in Daily's Place for a while. Brody Lee, they showed Brody Lee, kind of emotional there. But overall, really good show. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for them to be back on the road, because I'll be there August 11th and 13th for Rampage, the debut of that show, and this will be my first wrestling show back since the pandemic. So I'm glad that I'm going back to a wrestling show. So that will do it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more wrestling talk. I'll be maybe doing reviews tomorrow for Impact Wrestling, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So I hope you have a wonderful night, and stay safe. I'll talk to you later.